Every day, millions of people think they are taking care of their health. But the truth is, small daily habits are quietly eroding it. You go to work, you care for others, you think you're doing your best, but what you do consistently day after day matters more than what you do occasionally. Your health is a reflection of your lifestyle choices, and the problem is most of those choices are unconscious. They feel normal, routine, and harmless, but over time they build up and attack your energy, your immunity, your mental clarity, and your longevity. One of the most destructive habits is ignoring sleep. You stay up late, scrolling through your phone, watching TV, or working on tasks you think are urgent. You tell yourself that tomorrow you'll sleep better, that it's just one night, that it doesn't matter, but it does. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Every hour of lost sleep weakens your immune system, raises stress hormones, decreases cognitive performance, and accelerates cellular aging. Your body uses sleep to repair itself, regulate hormones, and process memory and emotions. Without it, your resilience drops, your mood suffers, and your risk of chronic disease rises. Sacrificing sleep is not productivity, it's self-destruction. Another habit quietly sabotaging your health is sitting too much. Modern life has turned you into a chair-bound creature. Office work, driving, commuting, binge watching, all of it keeps you sedentary. Movement is not optional, it is essential for circulation, metabolism, and cardiovascular health. Every hour spent sitting increases your risk of heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and even early death. You may feel fine now, but your body is silently paying a price. Standing, walking, stretching, even short bursts of activity multiple times a day can reverse decades of damage. Your body was designed to move, not to stay in one position for 8, 10, or 12 hours. Your diet may also be working against you. Convenience foods, sugary snacks, processed meals, these may seem harmless, but your body recognizes them as stress. They spike your blood sugar, inflame your arteries, and increase your risk of diabetes and heart disease. Even when you think you are eating healthy, missing out on vital nutrients, or relying on supplements instead of real food is a slow form of self-harm. Your organs, your brain, and your cells need high-quality fuel, whole foods, colorful vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and complex. Carbohydrates give your body what it needs to function optimally. Every meal is a choice, and the cumulative effect of poor choices can be devastating. Stress is another silent destroyer of health. You may think stress is normal, inevitable, or even a sign of being productive, but chronic stress is a killer. Your body cannot distinguish between mental stress and physical threat. Hormones like cortisol rise, blood pressure increases, and inflammation spreads. Over time, chronic stress wears down your cardiovascular system, your digestive system, your immune system, and even your brain. Stress affects your sleep, your decision-making, and your emotional resilience. Managing stress is not optional, it is an essential daily practice. Mindfulness, breathing exercises, meditation, or even simple moments of quiet. Awareness can protect your body and mind from the slow erosion stress causes. Hydration is often overlooked. You think a few cups of coffee or tea will keep you going, but your cells crave war. Dehydration affects circulation, digestion, cognitive performance, and joint health. It can make you fatigued, irritable, and more prone to illness. Drinking water consistently throughout the day is not just a suggestion, it is a vital habit. Your body depends on fluids to transport nutrients, remove waste, regulate temperature, and maintain energy. Skipping water is like running a machine without oil. Eventually the system begins to break down. Another habit quietly harming you is neglecting mental and social health. Humans are social creatures designed for connection, laughter, and collaboration. Isolation, neglecting relationships, and ignoring emotional well-being can lead to depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. Mental health is inseparable from physical health. Engaging with others, cultivating gratitude, and finding purpose in daily life supports your brain, your heart, and your immune system. Ignoring emotional and social needs is as harmful as skipping sleep or exercise. Many people underestimate the danger of habits like excessive screen time, poor posture, and ignoring preventive health care. Screens affect sleep cycles, posture damages your spine and muscles, and avoiding regular checkups allows silent conditions to grow unchecked. Every day you delay, every warning sign ignored is a day your body suffers. Small, consistent choices create either health or harm. It is not dramatic, it is subtle, incremental, and cumulative. But here's the truth. The power to reverse this lies entirely in your hands. Daily habits or choices. You can choose sleep over late night scrolling. You can choose movement over prolonged sitting. You can choose nutrient-rich foods over processed convenience. You can choose to manage stress, stay hydrated, maintain social connections, and monitor your health proactively. Change does not require perfection, but it does require attention, discipline, and persistence. One bad day does not define you, but one habit repeated consistently does. Your body and mind respond to patterns, not occasional effort. Understanding the cumulative impact of your daily habits transforms how you live. Health is not about quick fixes or miracle pills. It is about what you do repeatedly, quietly, every single day. Every choice matters. Every hour matters. Every meal, every movement, every breath counts toward the life you are building. You cannot outsource this responsibility, you cannot ignore it, and you cannot wait for someone else to enforce it. The people who maintain energy, clarity, and vitality are not inherently luckier or genetically superior, they are deliberate. They structure their days, prioritize what truly matters, and take small but consistent actions to protect and enhance their health. They respect their body's needs, honor their mental well-being, and understand that prevention is far more powerful than treatment. They know that neglect today compounds into consequences tomorrow, and that small choices made consistently create extraordinary outcomes over time. Your habits define your health more than your intentions. You may have the best intentions, the desire to be healthy, and the knowledge of what you should do, but without deliberate action, those intentions mean nothing. Every day is a choice, a test, and an opportunity to reinforce habits that either harm or protect your body. Choosing wisely today is the difference between energy or fatigue, vitality or chronic illness, and a life of potential or one constrained by preventable limitation. The small, seemingly insignificant actions you take now determine the quality of your health, your energy, and your longevity for decades to come. You have the knowledge, you have the power, and you have the responsibility to make every day count. Habits are silent, subtle, and relentless. They either build you up or tear you down, and they do it without drama or pause. Understanding this truth and acting on it is what separates those who live fully from those who struggle unnecessarily. The choices you make every single day have a far greater impact on your health than you probably realize. Health is not determined by what you do occasionally or when you feel like. It is shaped by consistent, small actions that accumulate over time. Sleeping late once or skipping a meal once is not catastrophic. But when those behaviors are repeated day after day, week after week, they start to erode your energy, your immunity, and your resilience. Every decision, no matter how minor it seems in the moment, contributes to a pattern that your body and mind respond to either positively or negatively. The quiet accumulation of these choices defines the trajectory of your health, often more powerfully than genetics, environment, or luck. Sleep is one of the most overlooked aspects of daily health. People often believe that sacrificing sleep is harmless if they are productive, but it is one of the fastest ways to break down your body. Sleep is when your organs repair, your brain processes the day, and your hormones reset. When you cut short sleep repeatedly, cortisol, the stress hormone, rises, metabolism slows, and your immune system weakens. Your ability to focus, make decisions, and regulate emotions diminishes. People ignore this because they underestimate the subtle toll taken over months and years. Fatigue feels normal when it becomes routine, but behind the scenes your body is quietly wearing down. Prioritizing sleep consistently is not indulgence, it is maintenance, and it is non-negotiable for anyone who wants to remain healthy and productive. Movement is another daily factor that cannot be ignored. Sitting for prolonged periods has become standard in modern life. You may go to work, sit at a desk, commute, then return home to watch television or scroll on your phone. Each hour of inactivity quietly damages your cardiovascular system, slows circulation, and weakens muscles. Your metabolism suffers, your joints stiffen, and your risk of chronic disease rises without any immediate warning signs. Movement is medicine. Even short, frequent bursts of activity throughout the day, standing, stretching, walking, or climbing stairs, can dramatically improve circulation, stimulate your metabolism, and protect against long-term health risks. Your body was designed to move constantly. Sedentary habits slowly dismantle its ability to function optimally. Nutrition is equally important. Convenience foods, sugary snacks, fast meals, and highly processed ingredients may be easy and comforting, but they act like slow poison when repeated consistently. The body interprets these foods as stress, blood sugar spikes, inflammation rises, and long-term risk for diabetes, heart disease, and obesity increases. Even when people attempt to eat healthy in isolation, inconsistency, and reliance on supplements instead of real, nutrient-dense foods limit their benefits. Every meal is an opportunity to either nourish or harm your body. Lean proteins, colorful vegetables, complex carbohydrates, healthy fats, and whole foods give your body the raw materials it needs to repair, energize, and thrive. Small compromises over time, skipping vegetables, over relying on sugar, neglecting hydration accumulate into long-term consequences. Hydration is another subtle but powerful daily factor. Most people drink coffee, tea, or soda to get through the day and forget. That plain water is essential for nearly every bodily function. Hydration affects circulation, digestion, temperature regulation, joint health, and cognitive performance. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, irritability, and increased susceptibility to illness. Drinking water consistently throughout the day is not optional. It is a habit that sustains every process in your body. Every missed opportunity to hydrate compounds slowly, like rust on a machine, eroding efficiency and resilience. Stress is perhaps the most invisible factor shaping your health daily. Chronic stress is not just a feeling. It is a physiological condition that slowly wears down your body. Cortisol and adrenaline rise. Blood pressure spikes. Digestion suffers, immunity drops, and inflammation increases. Daily stress that is unmanaged silently contributes to heart disease, diabetes, digestive issues, and mental health challenges. It also disrupts sleep, eating habits, and motivation, creating a feedback loop that accelerates health decline. Managing stress consistently through mindfulness, breathing exercises, meditation, or even short period of quiet reflection is not optional. It is a preventive strategy. The accumulation of small stress relief practices each day produces dramatic benefits over time. Your daily habits also shape your mental and emotional health, which directly impacts physical health. Negative self-talk, social isolation, excessive screen time, and neglecting meaningful interaction all contribute to cognitive fatigue, mood instability, and even chronic illness. The human brain thrives on connection, purpose, and learning, and when these are ignored, the physical body suffers. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities, cultivating positive social relationships, and finding purpose in your daily actions supports your neurological health, immune system, and longevity. Ignoring these factors is like ignoring the foundation of a building. The structure may hold temporarily, but it is slowly weakening. Preventive healthcare is another daily choice that accumulates over time. Ignoring checkups, screenings, and early warning signs may feel convenient, but it allows silent conditions to progress unchecked. Simple habits like monitoring blood pressure, maintaining a healthy weight, and seeking medical advice at the first sign of change are small daily commitments that protect you from major crises. Health is not reactive, it is proactive. Every proactive action compounds into resilience, longevity, and well-being. Ultimately, the cumulative impact of your daily habits determines whether you thrive or decline. Health is not the result of a single decision or occasional effort. It is the sum of repeated, consistent choices made each day. Every meal, every step, every hour of sleep, every sip of water, every stress management practice contributes to the trajectory of your body and mind. You may feel fine now, but invisible damage accumulates slowly, steadily until it becomes visible in fatigue, illness, or reduced capacity. Understanding that your daily choices are powerful is liberating because it puts control firmly in your hands. You are not a victim of genetics, age, or circumstance. You are the architect of your own health. Small, deliberate changes repeated consistently create extraordinary results over time. Choosing sleep over late night scrolling, movement over sedentary habits, nutrient-dense foods over processed meals, hydration over dehydration, stress management over chronic tension, and social connection over isolation compounds into energy, vitality, and resilience that no pill or shortcut can replicate. Your habits define your health far more than intentions or knowledge ever will. You may know what is right to do, but without consistent action, knowledge is useless. Your daily choices create patterns, and patterns determine outcomes. Success in health is not about perfection. It is about consistency. Small, deliberate actions every day, when compounded, become the foundation for a long, energetic, and vibrant life. Discipline and awareness are the bridges between knowing what is healthy and actually living it. Too often people understand what they should do. They know that sleep matters, that movement is vital, that sugar is harmful, but they fail to act consistently. Knowledge without action is wasted energy. Discipline is what transforms insight into impact. It is the ability to make conscious choices every single day, even when it is uncomfortable, inconvenient, or unpopular. This is the point where many people fail. They wait for motivation to strike, for energy to appear, or for circumstances to be perfect. The truth is, motivation is fleeting, circumstances are rarely perfect, and energy is often limited. Discipline is the muscle that keeps you moving when everything else is against you. One of the most common habits undermining health is neglecting the balance between effort and recovery. People push themselves physically, mentally, and emotionally often, believing that being busy equals being productive or healthy. Overworking the body without adequate rest, ignoring tension or pain, and skipping recovery days slowly erodes physical resilience. Discipline is not about working harder in every moment. It is about structuring your days intelligently, understanding when to push and when to rest. Awareness of your body's signals, fatigue, soreness, irritability, or mental fog is critical. Ignoring these signals may seem productive, but it accelerates burnout and disease over time. Those who are disciplined learn to listen to their bodies while maintaining consistency in healthy habits, and that awareness allows them to avoid the subtle traps that destroy vitality. Food is another area where discipline and awareness must align. Eating is not just about filling the stomach. It is about fueling the body intelligently. Many people eat on autopilot, grabbing whatever is convenient, responding to cravings, or eating under stress. Processed foods, excessive sugar, and empty calories may feel satisfying temporarily, but the long-term consequences quietly build. Discipline means making deliberate choices, planning meals, and prioritizing nutrient-dense foods even when it requires more effort. Awareness means noticing how food affects energy, mood, digestion, and performance, and adjusting accordingly. Together, they create a lifestyle where eating is an act of empowerment rather than passive habit. Hydration, too, requires daily mindfulness. People often ignore the most basic need for water, substituting coffee, soda, or other beverages that do not replenish what the body loses. Discipline means committing to adequate hydration even when it is inconvenient. And awareness means understanding the subtle signs of dehydration, fatigue, headaches, poor concentration, and dry skin. Small, consistent choices to drink water throughout the day compound into dramatic benefits over time. Neglecting this simple habit is deceptively damaging because the effects are slow and often unnoticed until they have caused significant strain. Stress management is another area where daily awareness and disciplined practice are essential. Life is inherently stressful, and trying to eliminate all stress is impossible. What matters is how you respond to it. Awareness means recognizing the triggers that elevate tension, identifying patterns of worry or overthinking, and noticing how stress manifests physically in your body. Discipline is the commitment to act intentionally using breathing exercises, meditation, exercise, or even short moments of reflection to counteract the constant pressures of daily life. Without this combination, stress accumulates silently, raising blood pressure, suppressing immunity, and increasing inflammation, often before any symptoms become obvious. Movement, though often emphasized, is another area where awareness and discipline intersect. It is not enough to exercise sporadically or rely on occasional bursts of activity. Discipline means scheduling movement as a non-negotiable part of your day, regardless of mood or convenience. Awareness means observing how your body responds to activity, adjusting intensity and form to avoid injury, and incorporating balance, strength, and flexibility rather than focusing on a single aspect. Those who succeed in maintaining physical health understand that consistency and attentiveness matter far more than occasional intensity. Small, deliberate movements repeated daily have more impact than sporadic efforts done with maximum exertion. Even habits that seem minor, like posture, screen time, or exposure to sunlight, require daily awareness. Slouching, prolonged sitting, or staring at screens for hours without breaks slowly impacts your spine, vision, mood, and energy. Awareness is noticing the tension building in your shoulders, the fatigue in your eyes, or the mental fog that develops. Discipline is correcting posture, taking micro breaks, stretching, and stepping outside for sunlight regularly. These micro habits, when practiced consistently, prevent long-term damage and enhance overall well-being. Preventive health care is a final area where awareness and discipline converge. Regular checkups, screenings, and monitoring vital signs are not optional. They are acts of foresight. Discipline means showing up even when you feel fine, even when life is busy, because you understand the long-term benefits. Awareness means paying attention to small changes in your body and responding early rather than ignoring warning signs. Many serious conditions develop silently, and by the time symptoms appear, damage is often significant. Those who integrate awareness and discipline into daily life catch issues early, prevent escalation, and maintain control over their health trajectory. Ultimately, the habits that shape your health are not dramatic or flashy. They are simple, repeated choices made consciously every day. Discipline ensures that you act even when it is inconvenient, and awareness ensures that your actions are intelligent and responsive to your body's needs. Together, they form the foundation of sustained vitality, resilience, and well-being. Without this combination, good intentions, knowledge, and occasional effort are meaningless. Daily discipline and conscious awareness transform small, routine actions into extraordinary outcomes, and this is where the real power lies. Holistic health is more than just what you eat, how you move, or how much you sleep. True wellness includes your mental, emotional, and social well-being, and the daily habits that support these areas are just as critical as physical exercise or diet. Your mind and body are inseparable. Stress, anxiety, and isolation can silently erode your physical health, weaken your immune system, and decrease your resilience to illness. Neglecting emotional and social aspects of life is not harmless. It is a slow, persistent drain on your overall health. The people who thrive understand that mental clarity, emotional balance, and meaningful social connection are foundational pillars that sustain energy, motivation, and vitality. Mental health requires attention to the thoughts, focus, and patterns you cultivate every day. Negative self-talk, constant worry, and overexposure to stressors gradually deteriorate your well-being. The brain is wired to respond to patterns, and repeated exposure to stress. Chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline has cumulative effects. Discipline and awareness are necessary to intervene. Setting aside time for reflection, mindfulness, meditation, or even journaling trains your brain to respond differently to challenges. Small daily practices that strengthen focus, calm the mind, and regulate emotion can reduce the risk of burnout, anxiety, and even cognitive decline over time. Mental resilience is not built in crisis. It is cultivated daily, quietly in the small, deliberate choices you make about how you think, what you consume mentally, and how you respond to challenges. Emotional health is equally important. Many people underestimate how much unprocessed emotions, chronic tension, or unresolved conflicts affect their bodies. Holding on to frustration, anger, or resentment is like carrying invisible weight. It increases stress hormones, disrupts sleep, and weakens immunity. Daily habits such as practicing gratitude, expressing emotions constructively, connecting with supportive people, and engaging in activities that bring joy are not indulgent, They are essential acts of self-care. Your emotional habits determine the tone of your day, the quality of your relationships, and the stability of your mental and physical health. Ignoring them may feel harmless in the moment, but over time, the cumulative impact is profound. Social connection is another pillar of holistic health. Humans are social beings designed for interaction, collaboration, and mutual support. Isolation, even when subtle or unintentional, can accelerate decline in both mental and physical health. Studies show that loneliness increases inflammation, weakens immunity, and contributes to cardiovascular problems. Connecting with others, maintaining friendships, nurturing family bonds, and participating in communities are daily habits that provide protection and resilience. Even brief, intentional interactions, listening, sharing, laughing, produce measurable benefits for stress levels, cognitive function, and overall happiness. Those who neglect social connection may achieve physical fitness or professional success, but they pay a hidden toll in well-being, energy, and longevity. Purpose is an often overlooked component of holistic health. People who go through life passively without meaning or direction experience higher levels of stress, fatigue, and dissatisfaction. Daily habits that reinforce purpose, setting goals, contributing to something larger than yourself, helping others, or creating meaningful work anchor your mind and body in a sense of stability. Purpose drives motivation, guides decision-making, and buffers against the harmful effects of stress. It turns mundane routines into deliberate actions that contribute to long-term well-being and fulfillment. Without a sense of purpose, even disciplined eating, exercise, and sleep cannot fully protect you from the wear and tear of life. Cognitive stimulation is another essential habit. The brain thrives on learning, curiosity, and challenge. Reading, problem-solving, learning new skills, or engaging in intellectually stimulating conversations keeps neural pathways active and resilient. Neglecting mental stimulation allows decline to creep in slowly. Mental laziness, over-reliance on passive entertainment, and habitual distraction weaken memory, focus, and adaptability. Daily choices to challenge your mind, practice new skills, and expand knowledge not only support brain health but also improve confidence, creativity, and decision-making qualities that reinforce overall well-being and life satisfaction. Balance between work, rest, and play is critical. Many people focus exclusively on productivity or physical health, ignoring the rhythms of daily life that sustain holistic wellness. Overworking without rest, neglecting hobbies, or failing to make time for recreation and joy gradually erodes resilience. Discipline means scheduling balance intentionally, recognizing that rest, play, and meaningful leisure are not optional. They are critical components of a sustainable, healthy lifestyle. Awareness means noticing signs of burnout, emotional depletion, or monotony, and adjusting daily habits to maintain equilibrium. When balance is prioritized, energy levels, immune function, and mental clarity all improve. Daily reflection and self-assessment are small but powerful habits for holistic health. Taking time each day to check in with yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally creates awareness of patterns, identifies stressors, and highlights opportunities for improvement. Reflection allows you to course correct before problems become chronic. It strengthens your ability to make intentional choices rather than reacting unconsciously to habits, stress, or environmental pressures. Awareness combined with action is what transforms knowledge into sustainable health outcomes. Finally, integrating all these elements, mental, emotional, social, and purposeful living into daily routines compounds over time. Small actions repeated consistently create momentum that enhances resilience, vitality, and quality of life. Holistic health is not about perfection. It is about cumulative, intelligent, and conscious habits. Ignoring one pillar may weaken the others, but focusing on daily, deliberate actions across all areas ensures that your body, mind, and spirit are aligned, adaptive, and thriving. The people who live fully, age well, and maintain energy are those who treat holistic wellness as a daily responsibility, not an afterthought. Your health is the sum of every choice you make, every habit you repeat, and every moment of awareness and discipline you practice. Is not shaped by occasional effort, luck, or genetics alone. It is sculpted by what you do consistently each day. Every hour of sleep, every meal, every sip of water, every movement, every moment of stress management, and every effort to nurture your mind, emotions, and relationships contributes to the trajectory of your life. The habits that feel small, ordinary, or even insignificant today are very actions that determine whether you thrive or struggle tomorrow. Success in health requires conscious attention, deliberate effort, and relentless discipline. It demands that you prioritize long-term well-being over short-term comfort, that you respond to your body's signals, that you feed your mind, and that you cultivate meaningful connections with others. It asks you to respect the delicate balance between physical, mental, and emotional needs, and to integrate these practices into a lifestyle, not a temporary routine. The price of neglect is gradual but severe. The reward of consistent, intelligent action is vitality, resilience, and the freedom to live fully. Holistic health is not optional. It is the foundation for everything else you pursue in life. Without it, productivity falters, creativity diminishes, relationships suffer, and joy becomes fleeting. With it, you gain energy, clarity, and strength that ripple through every aspect of your existence. Every step you take today, no matter how small, compounds over time. The choices you make now create the life you will experience tomorrow, and your body, mind, and spirit will thank you for the attention, care, and intention you invest each day. You have the power to take control, to act consciously, and to build habits that support your health, longevity, and happiness. No one else can do it for you, and no amount of knowledge alone will substitute for deliberate action. The future of your health, energy, and life satisfaction depends on the daily decisions you make right now. Every action, every habit, and every mindful choice is an investment in yourself that compounds over a lifetime, creating the foundation for a life of strength, vitality, and purpose. Take responsibility, make intentional choices, and honor your body, mind, and spirit every single day. Because the life you want and the health you deserve is waiting on the other side of your daily habits.